What is good? It's me, your friendly neighborhood nerd, the Babo, and welcome back to Creators in Color. So this is, of course, you guys know, the series that I do of creative interviews with amazing people that I want to introduce you to and be able to get you in the know. So I'm excited for this one because this is a great opportunity for me, and not only like myself, but the area of Jacksonville in general, man. Like, I am sitting with a very, very interesting person that I really want you guys to get to know. So firstly, they are a assistant professor of African American Studies at P University. Austin P, yeah, University, and as well, they are the current resident teacher and dancer at the Jacksonville Dance Theater for this for this coming month or
I've just been here for about 2 weeks.
Okay, about 2 weeks. Okay,
leading up to the show. Yeah.
Okay, leading up to the show. All right, so I want y'all to meet Miss Eboné Amos. So hey, say what up to the people.
Hey, how y'all doing?
All right. So like I was telling them, you do a lot. So getting into that, we'll talk about it, but here at Creatives of Color, because I'm usually like the nerd comic book guy, we always ask everyone, what is their origin story? Like, how did you get started in this? Like, because I know how, like, me and you talked about, like, how I got started.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
How did you know that I just want to dance? Like, I want to get into it.
The Wiz.
Oh, my God. So, when I tell you, we have a running thing. Every open mic that we do here, we talk about the Wiz at least 5 or 6 times.
Oh, I need to be a part of that.
Yeah. Oh, so
because I love the Wiz.
So here, funnier thing. In my high school, we did a full production of the Wiz. I was the lion.
Of course. Of course, that I could just your vibrato.
I'm a classically trained baritone bass.
Oh, I can hear it in your voice. Absolutely, yeah. I should have known.
Yeah. But it's so funny that that the Wiz is so pervaded in all of our lives that we just we talk about it so much here, and I love. Are you going to see it when it goes to Broadway?
I am. I would like to. Absolutely.
I'm going to bankrupt myself to make it up there. Yeah. Because one, Amber Ruffin, I stand. Yeah. 2, I love the reimagining and the take that they're gonna do.
Deborah Cobb.
Yes. Oh my
Avery.
God.
It's gonna be really incredible.
It's gonna be amazing. Yeah. Okay, so. Besties, Wiz.
Already.
Let's go.
Out the gate. I love the Wiz, and specifically the Brand New Day scene.
Oh, okay.
When they're coming out of those really ugly Evening costumes.
Yes,
they're bare. They're not naked, but we get the semblance of freedom. But they're very bare, and these black bodies moving into space and just dancing all around in the choreography. And I just remember thinking wow, people get paid to do this. That.
Yes. Oh.
I want to do that. So from then on, I was sold. And I probably was maybe 7 or 8, and my dad put me in dance classes when I was 9.
Okay.
And then I didn't really take formal training again until I was 18. But in between that, I still danced at church. I danced everywhere. And then I had formal training at 15, and then I was only able to do that for about a year, and then I didn't have formal training again until college.
Okay.
But dance has always been with me. I always joke and say I learned informally. I learned with my family. I learned dancing in my room. I used to watch MTV videos, record them and play them back. So Janet Jackson and Britney Spears and I don't know, Aaliyah and all of these artists.
I believe in my heart that every little black girl knew that they were going to be a professional dance choreographer.
Absolutely.
Dude, if you grew up in our era of music.
And the videos, right?
Yes,
Fatima
the videos.
Robinson with Aaliyah and Janet Jackson and all of these people when dance was really prevalent.
Yeah.
So I was you just had to. So yeah, that's basically my origin story.
Yeah, I love to hear that because again, it's just something that we can all connect to. Because I remember my sister would have me in the living room or in the little family room. All right, so you got to do the pop. 1, 2, 3, 1. So I'm girl, I'm gonna go play with my. I want to go play with my toys. Yeah, no, we have to do this before the party. I said
before the party. Yeah, it was definitely. I don't know. There was just something about the music and the way dance supported the music back then just drew me to it. So that's
Okay.
Yeah, I love it all.
So when it comes to, like I said, dance, like drawing you in at such a young age, such a like a driving force of like your freedom, your expression, like how does that translate into like the how can I put it, like the path you took
Yeah.
from going to school and then like I said now being like I said an assistant professor, like how's dance influenced that?
Yeah, dance has been integral, of course. I initially, my first year, I went to school to sing. I also am a singer.
Okay.
And so, well, I can sing. Let's
Okay,
say that.
same. Yeah.
Let's say that.
Yeah, I can sing when I
don't
wanna.
feel like I'm a singer because I haven't chosen to follow that. But I did sing in high school.
Okay.
And so I was like, well, since unfortunately, when you're trying to get into these dance programs in these bigger colleges, they're very much, they have a hierarchy in terms of the techniques that they're looking for.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a lot of ballet training. So when they were asking for me to submit to the audition, they put all these words, and I'm like, I don't know
any of these.
and I can't just freestyle and show them my talent that they want to see this stuff. So the options to go to school for dance were very limited for me because I didn't have that formal training growing up. And so that's why even in my practice now, I'm very open to nurturing and encouraging those who don't have that formal training, who are just as talented, because I feel like it's just a way to gatekeep,
Okay. I love that. I love that because again, like the accessibility to just like I said, different forms of expression, artistic expression, and like creativity is definitely what our youth and like people who just want to get into it,
right.
they need, because like you said, it's a form of gatekeeping to where you want to get into something, because people always feel like, oh, podcasts are too hard to get into. I'm like, no, just start talking. All you have to do is just start talking. Somebody's gonna listen.
Somebody's gonna listen. Right.
But yeah, like I said, all you have to do is start dancing. You got the
just start want or do it everywhere, and know that that is enough. Right?
Yes.
That even just doing it you have a 9 to 5, but you can still call yourself a dancer if you don't dance until like 9 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of ways to enter into it, and all of those ways should be honored. And so that's really followed me. But I went to school to sing, and then I was like, I need to be dancing. So then I came back home, and I went to a program that was very accepting of all of us. Like I say, we're like the rag pack. Like we didn't know nothing. We just wanted to dance. Okay. And my professors really gave us a chance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, shout out to them. Like at U of M, maybe only 1 or 2, maybe even only 3 of us came with like real formal training, and the rest of us just loved to do it. And so I did that, and I graduated, and I started performing. I started doing musicals because it was like easy money, and they always needed dancers.
Of course, they always need dancers. They always need singers. Like if you can do both, like perfect.
Even
I'm gonna put you in both. Put you in both acts.
Yeah, I can't act to save my life, but
I can sing my ass off.
I'll sing my ass off, but don't give me no lines. Like I hate that. And so. Yeah, dance has always been with me, and then I started teaching, and then teaching really came a part of who I was. Okay, wow. I sometimes don't know if it was out of kind of this insecurity about stability and being a full-time dancer and a full-time performer, and just like the hustle that it takes to be able to do that. Yes. I don't know. I was like, well, I need to feed myself. Correct. So I don't know if I'm able to take that risk. So I ended up teaching. And then I went back and got my master's. So teaching has always been a part of my practice. Okay. And then I love Black people, and I make Black work. Yes. So my mentor, who was my chair at the time, was like, would you like to teach African American studies? And again, imposter syndrome. I was like, well, I didn't go to school to study that.
Well, you're African American.
He was like, well, you do research. You know how to research to make your work. You love Black people. You talk about the Black experience. I mean, it's the same research. You're just now talking instead of dancing. And I was like, okay. And now I can't imagine myself doing anything else.
I love it because when it comes to finding that lane within, like I said, giving and teaching, and so that is something that is beautiful. Because I, for myself, like I always, I was like, I'm not a teacher. Like I don't be teaching people stuff. when I tell you, they be like,
teaching.
Robert, do you look at yourself?
Right, like, you be teaching. We be teaching.
Yeah, so I enjoy that, like you were able to find that venue for your talents, for your actual like your gift that you've been given. So you were also saying like when you were going to U of M, it was kind of like the ragtag. Like,
I feel like we were, I feel like we weren't the typical, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like when you think of it, you don't think Juilliard. You don't think
no. We were not, and there were some who could have been.
Yeah.
But I was not, and most of my friends, we just were like, I love this, let's do it, and we're gonna do it to the best of our ability, and no one's gonna tell us that we can't do it. And our professors never said you can't; they just gave us tools, and they worked with us right where we were. And nice. I am just so appreciative to this day of Holly and Angie and Wayne and like all of them who I still keep in contact with, because they loved to dance, and they were true about sharing it with everyone.
Yes.
They didn't turn anyone away.
Wow.
And they let us all do it, and they encouraged us and nurtured us, and it was just a really beautiful space. So I try to rinse and repeat everywhere I go. You know, like and everyone is welcome. And yes, it does take some type of body awareness and technique and this and that to be able to work with many different people. But that doesn't mean you can't come in.
That is awesome. You know? Because I know for me, like I'm not a dancer, but like I like to move, and I remember hurting myself because when you're in college, everybody dances. Everybody dances when you're in college because like you got to go out, you got to have fun or whatever. It's so funny. It wasn't college. This was a little bit like a couple years back. I remember I was at one of our functions here. It was like, I believe, like we used to have art parties. Like we have like art galleries with like DJs, stuff like that, whatever. And I found myself in the Soul Train line, and I was like, all right, yeah, like okay, yeah, I'm going. And I said, why am I in the air? Why am I? And my drunk self did a whole split, and I was like, I better get up. I was like, I better get back. Did you though? I got up. It was smooth. Because being around HBCU culture, everybody, you can do that drum major split.
Yeah. Like the James Brown.
Yeah. And then because I went to Tuskegee. My brothers, he went to FAM. My brother went to FAMU. Nice. So I always was one of the kids like, oh, we in the band, like boom, right. Yeah. But myself, I was like, I know if there's some dance, it's in my heart somewhere.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that sounds like a really wonderful time.
No, it
sure
was.
A good time was had that night.
Yeah.
Before and after the split.
So with dance, how it is, like I said, because we were talking bit before, and you were like, there was such a prevalent time for dance, and like I know nowadays, like to people like, oh, kind of like falling off, but there has been such a renaissance, not only out of like popular media, such like I don't know how, because I always gauge it how other dancers are so be feeling about it. So like, so you think you can dance, and all the other like particular dancing like commercial shows as well, like Dance with the Stars, stuff like that. But there's been such a rise of a need, not even a need, like a desire to dance through TikTok and through social media, because like I've never in my life been like, all right, so I got to do the choreography, like I got to bow, like there are people
all day
learning the steps and
all day. They do it all day.
And
they make them up.
Yeah,
I think it's really interesting.
Okay, yeah, because I think I was watching a interview or so with one of the Jabberwock. He was like, I love it. He was like,
really cool.
He's like, I want more people to love dancing the way we love dancing. Like I want to think about it as much as I can.
Yep.
How can I make the next hot dance? Like
Yep.
Yeah, like how are you feeling like that? You know that people are out here like I'm a dancing girly.
Again, like I'm the more the merrier.
Yeah.
I don't operate in that way, so I appreciate people who are able to come in and do that, because again, it's just spreading the love. We're just spreading the love. And I think it's really cool to watch. I think it's really cool to look at. I think it's really hard too. I'm like, wow, these dances are like complicated.
Yeah,
so complicated.
What are these counts?
Yeah, I was like, dang, like I'm not even. But again, like it's all creativity. The one thing that I don't really like about it, which is sometimes my gripe with Black culture as well, is kind of the erasure that sometimes comes with it.
Yes.
And that's my only thing. Like, yes, share. Yes, everybody jump on. Yes, influence. So on and so forth. But also, it's a tale as old as time, this idea of erasing the original creators, the OGs not getting their due, not getting their, love, not getting their honor and respect for something they have created.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the risk you take as a creative person, is influencing someone so much that they take it, and you want them to make it their own. To a certain extent,
to a certain extent.
It's just like a thin line that I think we're really starting to get into it with this idea of the NFT. Is it the NFT?
Yeah, NFTs.
Some choreographers were trying to like NFT their movement.
Yeah.
Like the Beyonce guy with this, like everyone was doing that, and he was like, I need my
flowers.
I need my flowers for it, which is totally understandable. But then again, like when capitalism comes
yes.
And it's about it's just all it's a very nuanced conversation. We're sharing, where as artists we kind of toe this line of sharing this for the love of it, but again I also have to put a roof over my head.
Correct.
And so if 1 million people are doing my dance and I have nothing to show for it, like that kind of sucks, right?
Yeah, it really does, because the major thing, like you said, it's a tale as old as time of erasure of Black voices, Black bodies, creators, because especially with things such as dance, there are a lot of ways that modern dance has been influenced by, like I said, not even just popular Black culture, just like Black ancestral culture as well too. And the things that we have been giving to these spaces and these, like I said, these companies, these industries have been taken from us, and not even, like I said, let alone flowers, like I said, the actual proper credit due. So hopefully, like in the future, because I know they're working on a lot more ways, like technology has been running an overdrive, and there's a way now that we can kind of like invisibly watermark stuff.
Yeah, and I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
It seems very complicated.
Yeah, like it's complex. In the metadata of the video. Like, oh, this belongs to this person.
That's insane to me. Like, that stuff I don't even want to touch.
Correct. Like, I just want you to be able to, like, hey, get it to me when it's just a button I can press on my phone.
And even then, like, dance is so social. Like,
yes.
I hate having to get down to, like, making it about that.
Yeah, because if you think about the origins of dance, it's all about storytelling.
Yeah.
It's all about the being able to share information via your body, via your movements.
It's survival. It's so many things, and those can't really be measured.
Correct.
So, so monetary wise, or tracking. Tracking,
all right.
Who what? It's just, It just seems like we're trying to take something that
it's so natural.
That's so natural and digital. I don't know. It's a very nuanced conversation.
Yeah, what is it for to get in the weeds, man? Like pick your brain.
In the weeds.
Yeah,
like it's a rabbit hole. For
yes,
me.
It's definitely a rabbit hole.
And rationalizing it for myself. I don't think, like, I'm not on TikTok like that. Like, I'm not doing that type of work.
Correct.
But I think it's very important for them to be talking about it, because some of those creators are making money from views and things like that.
Yeah.
So I do hope that there's some type of algorithm, like justice or equity practice.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a thing that's going to be talked about later on in the future of how we handled it from this standpoint or so. So I enjoy it. Yeah, I enjoy that we're able to at least be a part of this this era right now.
Yeah, so I think it's really cool, and I can't wait to see where it all ends up.
Yeah. Okay. So speaking about revival and stuff, things like dance and stuff. So this actual season, the 12th season of the Jacksonville Dance Theater, is called Revive. So what does that mean to you, honestly?
To revive, I think like rejuvenate, renew. I think it definitely has like a movement to it.
Yes,
Like
yes.
I don't know, like just opening up and feeling like we can keep going.
Okay.
Right? Like revivals. So I'm a PK.
Okay.
And a lot of my research and a lot of my movement practice has been birthed in the church. So a lot of the references that I make, a lot of the rhythms that I work with, I'm always like hearing like organs and drums and tambourines and like that energy just lives within me. And so when I think of revivals, I think of people being really tired of the day to day, really almost beat down, really hope is fleeting, so on and so forth. And so when I think of revival, all of us coming together for this time, this way to feel each other and get the energy from each other and get the push from each other that we need to keep going. That's what I feel in this space of revive, like the Florida Theater is being revived.
Yeah, okay,
you know? It's we're still here. We needed some upgrades. We like we was broke down a little bit, and now we're coming back, ready to go. And so I feel like that with the company, like it's 12 years is a long
12
time.
whole years.
It's a long time to be doing something, and I'm sure within just the field itself, it gets hard to do these, to make these sacrifices, to figure out a way to pay these people, to figure out a way to keep going. It's difficult. So I feel like this revive is such a perfect analogy and title for the show, because the work looks so good on the dancers, and it's a fight. It's a fight to be renewed. It's a fight to feel rejuvenated, and it's a fight to build that resilience to keep going. So that's kind of how I see it, and I'm just coming in and adding on to this work, and I'm just so grateful to be a part of their story, of their thread.
Wow.
It's been a really, really wonderful experience.
Okay. So is there anything that you could tell us a little bit more about the actual like show that we're going to be seeing this weekend?
The show is amazing.
Okay.
The dancing is so intentional, and it's just, I'm relishing in the athleticism and in the just the pure love that these dancers have for the art, and for like the gratefulness that I see in their bodies that they're able to do it, and just the appreciativeness of being able to be born into something like this. Like I teach to like students who could care less about dance, to care less about moving their bodies. And I'm always like flabbergasted that you can't even like move, like you don't know how to just like move,
right? Like it just like you have that feeling within you, because like
want to move, want to move, or you don't hear a good song, you don't even want to sway side to side.
Wow.
Like, I don't know how to exist in that. And so when I'm teaching, I'm like, wow, it really is a privilege to move and be moved. Because everybody ain't able.
Everybody ain't able in it either.
And I don't understand that, but it's cool. They're cool, whatever. But I think that's what I'm seeing when I'm witnessing them, is the privilege to watch people move their bodies in ways that one can't even imagine.
Okay.
And so there are like 5 different pieces. One piece is like in 3 parts, 3 beautiful parts, very well thought out, so smart, that Rebecca choreographed. There's another piece choreographed by company member Hillary that's like getting us back to like nature and just back to the ground.
Oh, wow.
Back into the earth. And then my piece is like an ode to women and womanhood and motherhood. And I don't want to be a motherhood. And like all these different aspects of what it means to be a woman. And I'm using R&B, rock and roll, blues artists, black women. So like Big Mama Thornton and Alice Coltrane, and just like all these jazz musicians, these black women musicians that I feel like don't get their due. In the in the thread of rock and roll music, and in the historical thread of music itself, and how they influence. We really don't be going back to that. So it's just, and it's just a really great show, and it's highlighting women choreographers, which if you know anything about the art of dance, anything about the U.S., women
are literally the most overlooked and, like I said, most
gosh,
taken advantage of.
We are just like we're so invisible, but so hyper visible at the same time.
At
you're
the
always
same
concerned about what we're doing with our bodies, who we're with, you know. So I feel like it's even better. Like this revival is also about just putting women on the pedestal and saying that we are just as capable to make work, and we should be showing work. And yeah, it's a really great show. I hope what I said did it justice, and I can't say enough how important it is for people to bear witness to what is happening in this concert.
Okay. So I'm excited to see it as well. I'll be there on the 3rd. They'll let him in the theater. They're doing a meet the artist as well beforehand, right?
Yeah, we are. Me, Rebecca, and Tillery will be out there meeting and greeting and talking and getting to know people, and honestly just thanking them. Like, I love when people come and actually want to view dance. Yeah, man. It is just, it's so wonderful.
Okay. So how long are you going to be here after the show or so?
Actually.
Okay.
Right after the show, I'm leaving to go to Atlanta.
Okay.
Spend the night there, and I'm actually premiering another work in Nashville at the Frist Art Museum.
Okay.
So they have an exhibition called Multiplicity: Blackness through African American collage artists.
Oh wow.
So I've created a work that basically takes the artwork, because I love visual art. Yeah. Like if I wasn't a dancer, I'd be a curator. Okay. I mean, maybe later on in my life, I would love to go back to school. You know, I have so many things on my bucket list.
Trust me, I understand.
So many. So I've created works inspired by these black collage artists.
Oh, wow.
And so that premieres on Saturday.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah, but I've been here. I've been interacting with Shawana.
Okay, yeah. Miss Brooks, yeah.
She was incredible. That building we were in is
the Jesse DuPont.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
I was like, dang, Jacksonville.
That's another thing that's been revived.
Is it?
Yeah, that's another building that's been revived. It's amazing.
It's stunning. And the work Shawana is doing is
so good.
Oh, it's just so good. So I was able to meet her. I'm going to a middle school to do a lecture dim.
Okay, nice.
I was at JU.
Okay.
I did the radio show, WJCT.
Okay, yeah, WJCT, yeah, the PBS station,
I've just been all around Jacksonville.
Okay.
Getting to know the city and the people and meeting all these really wonderful people, and I really love it down here.
Awesome. You are always welcome back, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for me, I love, say, when people are visiting in to kind of if there's anything y'all need to know, take you around or take you somewhere to get something good to eat.
Maybe if y'all had some soul food restaurants.
Oh, yeah, we have plenty of soul food restaurants.
Okay, that's what I need the 1-2 on.
Okay.
I was I want to eat at places that are authentically Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So, I got my hair cut down here.
Okay.
And when my barber, she was telling me that there's something on Riverside with black businesses. I mean, she was giving me a lot of info. Yeah. So I really want to get to know every part of Jacksonville. Okay.
So yeah, we will definitely. I'll give you a couple places as well that you can hit up, and we'll talk about some things. So with where can we find you online, or if you want to be found? I always tell people that if you want to be found.
I need to be found. I want to be found. I am on Insta. At ECA in your face. I have a website, ebonéamos.com. Facebook is a little.
I find myself drifting away from Facebook and Twitter because of the way that they run now. And I'm still gonna call it Twitter. I'm not calling it X.
You was at Twitter, so you really in resistance. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a whole episode. It's called Elon Musk is a supervillain. So don't even get me started.
And thank you. So yeah, send me that link. When, this is all over. Because anyway, so I'm not on there. Okay. But I am on Threads.
Okay.
And I don't really be posting. It's hard for me to keep.
Trust me, I understand.
I can't be keeping up. But definitely Instagram, because I'm also into fashion and styling, and so that's where I have a lot of my styling things at. And my website has more of my artistic work. So I'm trying to. I know, right? It's me. It's always me. I'm trying to figure out a way to bring those all together.
Okay.
I'm still figuring it out, but that's where you can find me. And yeah, I'm always down for opportunities to speak about dance and art and Black people and history and art and culture and all that good stuff.
All right. So, if you were able to leave a message for either your younger self or someone coming up in your, like, say, your genre, your industry or so, to kind of like let them know, like, hey, what do you want to tell them? What do you want to speak to them?
Oh my gosh. That's such a great question. And I actually have this class. I mean, this as an assignment.
Oh, wow.
In my African American Studies class.
Okay.
So after they've learned all like the theoretical framework, which are just big words for our experiences, I say, what would you say to your younger self now that you know what microaggressions are, what you know? So I think for me, I would say comparison is a thief of joy. I take that around with me everywhere. Like, it is so easy due to the systems put in place for us to be swept up into what other people are doing and the idea of what we value versus what we don't. And yeah, it is toxic and it is not productive. And I would just tell her to don't compare and just keep going with what you know when you know it. You're not supposed to know everything.
That is a big one.
Though when you're like, oh, I didn't know that, people are like, what? Like, you're like,
you're not supposed to know everything.
How would I know that?
Correct.
So again, due to the things put in place to make us feel certain things, it's not true. None of it is true. Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Don't.
None of this is true. Everything.
The
Just because it's loud, don't mean it's true.
Correct.
So, yeah, I could go on and on and on, but that's basically like keep the path, keep the faith, keep the hope, and keep doing the work, and everything will work itself out in the end, I guess.
Okay.
I would say. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. I mean, that is such a huge question that I think.
Like I said, again, it's always something that I want to like keep creatives inspired to like, hey, like what, because when I was coming up, I needed someone to like just say something to me. And like, I know a lot of like, I don't target towards kids or so a lot of the time with my shows, but a lot of them watch and they hear and things like that. So I always want to make sure they know that they're encouraged.
Yeah, just do it. Do the work. Do it. If you love it, that's all that matters.
Yes. If you love it, that's all that matters.
And I know that's so cliche, but it's true. Like, I don't know. If we were to only make art for others to love, we couldn't make anything.
Correct.
People love, they hate it, they like it, they don't want it. Like, it's impossible. So, like, if you love it, that's it. Someone will like it, and someone will love it too.
Yeah.
And maybe they're waiting on you to give them something to love. So, just, keep going and do it for yourself.
So amazing. So, it has been lovely sitting down and talking with you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Thank you.
Dope. Like, I really appreciate this opportunity.
You don't know how much I appreciate this as well. Because, like, again, I really want to be able to give back more to my community. And sitting down with someone like you who is coming in and, like I said, working with local artists, local creatives.
Yeah, Jacksonville has some gems.
Yes, man. Yes.
Some gems. Like, the city is beautiful. It seems like beautiful things are happening, and I'm just so happy for y'all that y'all all get to like be a part of it and collaborate and keep doing really great work. So
again, I always have a saying once you come on, cause like this, my full show is Bobo's Block, Creative Colors.
Bobo Block. Okay.
Yeah, once you come on the block, your family. Awesome. So if you ever like said want to reach out or whatever, again, we're always here. Okay.
For sure. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So. Again, I've been your friendly neighbor nerd, the Babo, and of course, this is Eboné Amos. And again, find her everywhere on the internet. Go to our website. We'll put all the links in the description below. Come check out the show on November the 3rd. If you are here in Jacksonville, we will be down there at 7 p.m. for the artist meet and greet, and then at 8 is the concert. Yep. And like I said, it's going to be an amazing time. All right. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time on another issue of Creators in Color.
All right, thank you.
Bye.